I'm not motivated to get up in the morning to do chanting. I feel so tired and exhausted and hardly getting up at 5 or 5:30 in the morning.
मेरा भी ऐसा
Wanted to
ही
get up
लेट
at,
ही हो रहा था, अभी भी थोड़ा लेट ही हो रहा है, अभी फिर से 2-4 दिन से ट्राई कर रहा हूँ.
I'm becoming like complacent. अपना ही है, मैं तो ऐसा ही हो रहा है मेरे से, अपना ही है कृष्णा, अपना ही है, चैंटिंग कर सकते हैं बाद में दिन भर. I'm becoming so complacent. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, true. That's why we are
So
here.
your camera, I'm not seeing you fully. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
That is why we are here today, so that we can.
Get some motivation.
Phone has just joined. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Balamila Prabhu, Tegaranga Prabhu.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Sati Saradas.
Dandavats. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Yeah.
Prabhupada.
Accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet.
Accept mine, Prabhu. I'll go this too. Jai
Mine too,
Prabhupada.
Prabhu.
Vandana.
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo.
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Balamila Prabhu ki jai. Nityagaranga Prabhu ki.
Hari bol.
Yeah. Hari bol.
Your altar is closed, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Today, unfortunately, my camera is not working because I'm on phone.
Your
phone. I'm also on phone.
Not working.
I'm on phone too.
For some reason, it says it's not able to access my camera. It has been having some problem, Prabhu. It's 5-6-year-old phone.
Time to get a new one.
I will tell you one more thing. I was so wiped out today.
What happened?
Huh?
No, I don't know why. I'm very tired, Prabhu. In the sense, my legs are hurting. And super tired. I came morning, I went at 9 o'clock to temple. Just half an hour ago only, I came back.
Oh, Krishna.
Yeah, you both need this, Prabhu.
It's
really.
That one. What is that?
I mean, I told you earlier about this one, right?
Oh,
it's a device, micro electric current, tiredness, anxiety, fatigue, all kinds of things will go with pain. It relieves. I use it. I was having cold and headache and everything, so I just try to run these programs. So Krishna, it gives quick relief.
Is it a Chintamani?
It's not Chintamani, but at least it's been created by a devotee in Germany, Sachinandan Maharaj's disciple. Is Marcus Schwab. His name is Mark. Yeah. So many devotees have this, and not only devotees, many people in 40 countries around the world. I think they are having this device. It's getting more popular now. So anyway, when I come to your place, couple of months, I'll tell you.
Yes,
I'll bring this device and you can use it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll connect with you more on that.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
Maybe if it's a good thing, yeah. I mean, I know Amritananda.
You can prove it to me.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. I'll definitely prove it to you. Amritananda Prabhu, Nandasur Prabhu, they all bought it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amritananda Prabhu, if Amritananda Prabhu buys, that means it is really good.
Amritananda Prabhu actually was telling me it has helped him quite a bit.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
मैंने ही दिलवाया.
Yeah, last year Vrindavan he was there, no? So he was telling me he really liked that.
Prabhu, it helped me in many cases. It helped me, especially with my finger. I was not even able to bend this much, and only 3 times I used 30 minute cycle. 3 times. That's it. 90% of the pain was gone, and after that 1 or 2 times, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely, Prabhu. I want to try it out, Prabhu.
Yep, definitely. I'll bring this to you. Yeah, you can try it out, and then
Okay, I had told Anurag Sharma also, but anyway, I think he's traveling, so maybe he's
But Prabhu, you look a little.
Sunburnt.
Yeah, sunburnt.
There's not enough. Where I'm sitting, actually, the light is a little bit of an issue. All of you are radiant by yourselves, but mine is dark, basically. So.
हमारा यहाँ पर बजाज ट्यूबलाइट है, इसीलिए रेडियंट दिखाई दे रहा. I'm just
I can tell Anurag Sharma if he wants to join.
Mhm.
Can, but
Very-
I think we should try to start on time. I had the thought here that I prepared something and I would like to maybe prepare more. And so I'm calling Anurag Sharma ji also. My thought was actually I have planned, I have written down I've written down quite a few things, or quite a few different topics actually for,
Mhm.
you can say, such seminar discussion, primarily coming from HG Keshavananda Prabhu's classes only,
Right.
primarily, almost, so I can say probably almost all of them. But obviously, because the way he kind of presents it, and I shared with you, all of you before, it has really helped me, given me a lot of strength. So whatever little bit strength I try to garner. But obviously within that, I have then so many, you hear so many from, including Srila Prabhupada and, all the other acharyas and our gurus that we hear from. So it incorporate that, but kind of primary framework comes from mostly his sessions like that.
Mm.
Okay.
Got it.
So my idea was that if we can, I am willing to, if you are also, and even if you're not able to join every time, but I could actually try doing it every week. And actually, even you can do it. I mean, I'm just saying it's not that I do it only, but any of you want to present something, we could do. We could fix a time this every week, and even do it like, let's say, do it 1 hour only or something like that. And yeah, because I have been thinking about this quite a bit, unless I actually try to present it, I would not even prepare for it. And the same things, if you would like to also do for anything, you could. We could spend an hour or maybe maximum hour and a half a week if this time works. See, and even if one person joins or something, we do it instead of waiting for others to join. Even if one person joins, at least two people
Sure,
are.
Prabhu. Since
Then
it's
do it.
recorded and it's in YouTube, the
And in
person who
YouTube
listens.
also we record and we share it.
Right. Exactly. So I like that idea, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Prabhuji,
but at
why
least
don't you
one
only-
person can join. That would be nice. Otherwise, we have to follow Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's model. You preach to the four walls, which we could also
Yeah.
do and just
At
record it
least
by
one.
ourselves. That will also be an interesting thing, maybe.
Right,
Uh,
Prabhu. Then I think at
oh,
least one person can join. We can do. Yeah.
yeah. So we can try this time. I think this evening time, you guys are also more set. You're so busy, and
Right.
Yes, Prabhu.
I will be okay with the morning.
Like we can do for 45 minutes. Well, sharp start for me 9:45. I want to go to bed. So 45 minutes to maximum an hour. 10 बजे मुझे अभी 9 o'clock, right, for me?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I know,
fine.
क्योंकि मेरा
We try to maintain the time also. And
Yes, right. That's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
because I have a reading class every day in the morning at 5:30.
Oh, very nice.
I do read. You know Sukhava Mataji?
No. Very nice. Okay. So you're already doing
She's
something.
Prabhupada's disciple. She's Prabhupada's disciple. She has written 2 books. It's amazing things. I mean, probably we should read sometime. I am reading. I'm in the second book. It's very technical, very detailed. Oh my God, that even Sachinandan Maharaj, even Mahatma Prabhu glorified her for her writing that. She shared her personal, I mean, what she went through 10 years of. I'll tell you I'll take only 1 minute to tell about her.
Yeah.
She was so staunch. She lived in Vrindavan. She brought her family. For 30 years, she felt that she is like almost top in Krishna consciousness. Nothing could do anything to her. Anything. She was pakka in sadhana, everything. All of a sudden, everything collapsed. She hit her 50s, menopause time. So many biological changes in the body, and she became like crazy. She was screaming at people. She was hurting everybody. She was like, She went to suicide. A devotee who was practiced 30 years Krishna conscious, and she was feeling top in that, and at once crashed for almost, and then she was almost ready to suicide and give up her life. From there, she took so many trainings, coachings, and everything. And now she is a coach. She is a trainer. She is so many things for many people, and she's an inspiration. And she has written these books, these 2 books. She's
What is the
Prabhupada's
book
disciple,
title, Prabhu?
Sukhava. I will actually show it to you, Prabhu. It's a little.
So you read her books in the reading session?
In the reading section, yeah. We read her book. It's like a novel kind of thing, Prabhu. It's about how to get more stronger in Krishna consciousness.
That's very nice. Yeah.
And it's let me actually give me 1 second. Oops. But it is very technical when you start reading it. What is that? Yeah. It's like called Finding the Gap and Entering the Gap. It is about some truths we tell. The title is like Some Truth About the Lies We Tell Ourselves. We always tell lies to ourselves.
Yeah, I think
So
you
many
were
lies.
telling me, somebody else was telling me about this book. Yeah,
This
Some
book.
Truth About the Lies we tell ourselves.
We'll tell. This is the book, Prabhu, written by Sukhava Mataji.
Wow.
We just read this book. But myself and Sachikumar Prabhu, we are reading this
Oh,
book.
Prema Tarangani's husband?
Yes, Sachikumar Prabhu. And Rohinandan Prabhu. Three of us connect in the morning at 5:30. We read this book. We just finished this. And then second thing is Entering the Gap. This is more truth about the lies we tell ourselves. It's very interesting. I mean, but you cannot just grasp everything in one thing. But you have to at least read these books 2-3
Every
times.
day you do reading. Every day you do reading.
Yeah, half an hour in the morning, 5:30 to 6.
Very nice. Amazing.
Yeah, that's why I have to sleep by 10 so that I can get up in the morning. And
that's very nice. That's a nice discipline. I think in the similar mode, we can at least try this weekly session.
Yeah, weekly session. Yeah.
Because I think unless we put that discipline, mera bhi sab chala hi jayega. So it's a...
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu, let's get started, Prabhuji.
Yeah, let's get started. Yeah. Okay. Very short prayers. Om Agyanti Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya
Chakshurunmritam Vena Tasmai Shri
Shri Chaitanya Manobhishta Sthapitam Vena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayi Bhagati Swapadadikum Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Upasatapata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sargana Raghunatham Sajivam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesh Radha Kant
Namostru
Tapta Kanchan Gauravani Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Mo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gauratishe Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shashwani Okay, I offer my obeisances to all our gurus and especially to Keshavananda Prabhu, from whom we have this particular seminar inspiration. So, the topic is kind of wide, but there are only few people, so we will try to do it quicker. I had sent you this thing. So Prabhuji has covered two different topics here, which he calls as the mystery of Krishna consciousness and the meaning of Krishna consciousness. So he first covers the mystery of meaning of Krishna consciousness, but I kind of reversed it. I changed it to first the mystery of Krishna consciousness. I think because I wanted to, because based on what I've been primarily hearing, it kind of hit me when I heard many of these things from Keshavananda Prabhu. But then I'm seeing, then I could connect it more with what I am hearing from Srila Prabhupada and our gurus very much, that they are basically, obviously they are saying the same thing. Because one of the things I found in his thing is very much devoted to Srila Prabhupada, like extreme devotion to what Prabhupada has said. But because he's a very much a scholar, a deep scholar, he brings in so much from the other Vaishnava traditions and even gives stories from the Christian tradition and Islamic tradition, etc., because he is very widely studied. But he is very devotedly brings it to, harmonizes what Prabhupada has said. So devout Prabhupada follower. So that's where I found that, and then tries to explain it in a very simple way. Simple and logical way. So that's what connected with me the most. The simplicity, the logic, the dedication to Prabhupada most prominently, and then bringing all the scholars, harmonizing it with the wider, Vaishnava learnings, including even in other traditions. So that generally will be the kind of the theme that I saw in what he is doing. And so that will come here also. Based on that, I thought I will cover a brief, small summary also. First, he takes this topic in this particular seminar of mystery of Krishna consciousness. Okay. He defines, he actually takes he takes us to what is Krishna consciousness. He puts it into 3 levels. Okay. This he has taken from from a purport by a description by Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan. So Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan in one of his commentaries has defined Krishna consciousness at 3 levels. Okay. First is it's very obvious, think of Krishna. So that we understand. Krishna consciousness means we must become conscious of Krishna, right? So that's a very unless Satyasar Prabhu, unless you have some background, this thing, etc., it will be good. We can have a kind of a discussion thing, or at least you can.
No, Prabhu, I think please go ahead and we will discuss as.
I'm just saying that, yeah, instead of unmuting, if you keep yourself unmuted.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Keep yourself unmuted, even if your ha or whom is also like will be a source of
background. It'll be a background music for your talk.
Yeah.
It will be.
Balram Prabhu will not fall asleep. He knows that you are listening, and right.
Yeah, and if you snore also, we will know you're snoring. So
yeah.
Okay.
So first point is thinking of Krishna, becoming conscious of Krishna, right? So there is a very interesting this thing that because actually the first point is we don't even where we came from, let's say, or I came from, at least, we were never thinking of Krishna, correct? We had maybe a little idea of God, kind of agnostic or whatever, and to different degrees, we were maybe pious in some ways. But if you see what change actually has happened in the last week and now say couple of decades, 20 years, is now we are thinking of Krishna much more, right? They're more conscious. Maybe you're saying the word Krishna much more. You're thinking about Krishna much more. So that's Krishna consciousness. But then Baladev Vidyabhushan takes it to another level, and this is where the key change happens. He said thinking of Krishna is like at the level of Kanishtha. But then what is higher than that? So here is where I'm trying to bring in this point from what I understood, is that we have to start. There is this, in fact, I will just try to maybe note here also. Prabhupada had written that poem, for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where he said that absolute is sentient. You know this poem?
No.
No, Prabhu.
So absolute is sentient, thou has proved. Okay. Impersonal calamity thou has removed. Okay. This was one of the stanzas in a poem which Prabhupada wrote in praise of glorifying his spiritual master. Okay. While he was in India. And while Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was physically here on this planet, he wrote this poem. And in that poem, one of the stanzas was this: absolute is sentient, thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast removed. So everybody knows the meaning of sentient, right?
Right.
So sentient basically means he is a person. That is the point. He is a person. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur heard this, he said, this is it. He has understood what is my purpose, basically. What I have tried to, he has nailed it down. I mean, I'm paraphrasing this, but basically that was his point. He's saying he has nailed this down. I say he knows what I came for.
What is the meaning of it?
Huh?
What is the meaning of it? That poem meaning?
The poem meaning is absolute. The supreme absolute is sentient.
Sentient, a person.
Means he is a person. Okay? He's a person. That's what he is saying to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You have proved that. And you have removed what? Impersonal calamity. So impersonalism is really a calamity. Now the thing is, we start thinking, yeah, the idea lag gaya, we are talking about Mayavadis or something, who try to prove that Krishna is impersonal, right? But what I have, tried to meditate upon or understand some of this, and a lot of this, that's what I could gather from Keshavananda Prabhu's some of his sessions. He kind of stressed it that way, and I could understand that actually the impersonalism that we are trying, that Prabhupada, why is he saying so many times? And he is saying, no, I'm writing, Prabhupada said, I'm writing my books. Basically, he's not writing his books just for the newer people. He's saying, I'm writing, there's a statement like that, I'm writing so much. Or, Prabhupada said, to convince you line after line, to convince you. He's telling, something like that is there, that I can try to find, but there's a statement by Prabhupada like that, to convince you. That means he's actually trying to convince me, who has been even there for 20 years, basically, trying to convince me. So what he is trying to convince me is basically, that means there is an impersonalism within me. I'm still impersonal. I am myself impersonal. We're not talking about the Mayavadi outside who's impersonal, but I am impersonal. So how am I impersonal? I'm thinking that, no, I don't think I'm impersonal. I think Krishna is a person. But this is where the second definition, he comes in, where Baladev Vidyabhushan defines that we have to think about not just think of Krishna, okay, but if you want to develop a relationship, see, person means relationship. The point is, person means a relationship, correct? I mean, you and I, we are connecting as persons. So when will be the next step of the relationship? If I just keep thinking about you, okay, that's good. So I'm thinking about you, okay? So I can think about that, how you are, how do you look like, and let's say I can think about what you look like. What do I can think about. I'm just trying to write down with this exactly. He didn't say, but I'm just saying. So I can think about, your name, or you can call it Nama Rupa Gun Leela, which is true. I can think about Nama Rupa Gun Leela. So this is why I'm thinking about Krishna, and I can think Nama Rupa Gun Leela. I can, which is good. I can think about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. I can think about Nama Rupa Guna Leela. But he is talking about another way of kind of understanding or thinking about it, going deeper. And that we can think about when we think about Krishna, realize and think about Krishna as a person. And that is, I don't just think about Krishna, but I think about what Krishna is thinking. I think about what Krishna is thinking. So imagine that if I can...
About me or about what else?
Think about what Krishna is thinking.
Krishna is thinking about whom?
Generally, whatever he is thinking. What is he thinking? About anything and everything. Let's say about anything and everything. So what is his thought process? And what is his feelings? And what is, what is his opinion? What is his feelings? How is he seeing things? What is not just what he's, he's doing, or what is he feeling? How is he seeing things? What is he thinking? If I think about that, that's when I will be taking the next step, which is being defined by Baladev Vidyabhushan. You think about what Krishna is thinking. Okay. So all that where we are, and then that's where you can even relate to that. You would have heard that statement, Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Thakur. He said, don't try to see Krishna, but try to act in a way that he wants to see you. Yeah? You've seen this? You've heard this statement?
Okay. Yeah. Now I'm relating to this.
Try to act in a way he wants to see. So again, the thing got reversed. It's not about I'm thinking that I am seeing, and I am thinking, like that. But I'm trying to see, what is Krishna thinking? What is Krishna seeing? What is he feeling? What is he doing? Right? For example, I could think like, I can think like this also. Like right now on this call, it's not just 3 people, but it is Krishna also. Radha and Krishna are also there. They are also seeing. They are hearing. Right? They are also feeling. So I start developing that understanding, first of all, and that he is, first of all, thinking, seeing, feeling, and doing. And secondly, I start specifying into what is he seeing? What is he thinking? What is he feeling? So how would I know that, first of all? How would I know this? What is the way to know? What is he thinking, seeing, feeling?
Well, I mean, the scriptures, right? I mean,
yes, exactly, the scriptures. So that's what he said. So only through the scriptures, because in his seminar, he quotes a very beautiful definition of scripture, which is said by Madhvacharya. Okay. And he says that Prabhupada also says that, but it's a very nice, beautiful way, because how would you define scriptures? What is scripture in this context? You want to make a quick say, what is scripture?
Well, again, in this context, maybe the acharyas,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
words
that's
of
right.
acharyas,
But he gives asking for
realization,
a.
right?
This is another thing which I saw in his seminars. Everything he tries to define, because if you see Rupa Goswami, so Sanatana
It's
Goswami, all of our acharyas, they are giving
it's
definitions, as if like
revealing
scientific
revealing the
definitions. Huh?
scriptures are revealing the heart of Krishna, how
Yeah,
his
revealing the heart of
activities.
Krishna. That's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. They are revealing. So the definition given by Madhvacharya is scripture is mind of God. Very nice
Mm,
definition.
yeah.
In fact, he calls it
Beautiful.
like samskaras of God. He says like we have our samskaras, we have the impressions in our mind. God has
Yeah.
samskaras, or God is God's mind, God's heart. So again, you come to the same point. God is a person, and he has his feelings, he has his thoughts, he has his understanding that he reveals in the scriptures. So that's why scripture's definition is it's a mind of God. Very interesting definition. Yeah. So that's so that is why reading of the scriptures or reading of Prabhupada books, we can say,
1
is
minute,
so
Prabhu.
important because it is connecting us with the mind of God. And that's how we connect with Krishna as a person. So I try to call this thing as, I just gave an interesting term, I call it, let's call it express, which means become extra, because I'm so impersonal. I try to become extremely, not express, experts, sorry, I changed that. Experts.
Extremely personal.
Extremely personal. Extreme personal. So try to, because we have a disease of impersonalism, it is important to try to meditate on the fact that I want to practice extreme personalism. Extreme personalism. And I'm calling it as
So
experts instead of expert, we say, right? Like, so just trying to give a term which can be remembered. Experts, like expert. So try to become expert in experts. Try to become expert means become extremely personal. That means you're trying to think and trying to understand what Krishna is seeing, trying to understand what Krishna is feeling, trying to understand what Krishna is seeing. Does that make sense?
yes, Prabhu. One, as you were saying, it made a very strong point and very strong small realization that I would like to share.
Okay.
Yes, as you were saying, yes, Krishna conscious means we have to think of Krishna. So this impersonal personalism, I want to put it in a small example. Let's say Krishna conscious means you think of Krishna. Let's say you are fascinated by Mount Rainier, and then you have gone to that place, you have seen the paradise, but then when you keep thinking of that place, it is you only you can think. The paradise or the mountain cannot think about you. That means it's an impersonal thing. So where you think about it.
Yes.
But let's say it's not a mountain, but it is your beloved. Let's say your wife.
Yeah.
You don't keep thinking about your wife, but you also try to think, what is she thinking about you?
That is a relationship.
What is she thinking about
Otherwise,
you?
what is a relationship?
Exactly. So now
there is no relationship without this next step. That's the point. There is no relationship.
This is a beautiful point. This itself is like, you should
there is
not
no
think about
relationship
you.
without it. You can say, I'm conscious of Krishna. So what? You have not
So
really
what?
developed
Exactly.
the relationship with him. You're Kanishta.
So the real consciousness is not just you think about Krishna, but you also know that Krishna is thinking about you and all is paraphernalia, everything. So that means you are not just conscious of Krishna. Simultaneously, Krishna is conscious of you and everything that he has created.
Yes.
If we know that Krishna is also conscious about you, that makes our thinking more deeper and more connected and more continuous. Continuous.
Yes. Exactly.
Wow, this is a deep point, Prabhu. I never
Very
thought,
deep
but
point, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
that's why he calls it
it's
mystery of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
And see, he has taken it from Baladev Vidyabhushan's. Baladev Vidyabhushan he's taken it from, who defines Krishna consciousness.
Wow.
Like this. So I'm just saying, I'm giving you an example These are gems in our acharyas. And then you try to read Prabhupada's books, you will see, yes, Prabhupada is saying the same thing, but he has kind of captured something of Baldev Vidya Bhushan, and and then you will hear your gurus and all that, you will find the same thing. But he has kind of put it in the right structure, because he took one structure from Baladev Vidya Bhushan, like that.
Yeah.
So without this, there is no question of relationship. In fact, Prabhu, I was hearing yesterday's class, I was hearing Radhanath Maharaj is here, yes, Radhanath Swami Maharaj is here, and he was quoting the same thing, that all of Vedic literature, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, all of Vedic literature, everything that you find in Vedic literature can be divided into three things: Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Right? Everything. Everything in Vedic literature is defined, basically is either about Sambandha or about Abhideya or about Prayojan. So that means what? It's so extremely personal. It's about relationship. It's about developing that relationship, and it's about the ultimate culmination of the relationship. Correct? So it's all about personalism. It's all about Krishna being a person. And that's what it is. We cannot think of Krishna unless you start understanding what he's thinking, what he's seeing, okay, now once you understand what he's thinking, seeing, feeling, doing, let's say you understand that, what should you do after that?
We have to, whatever he is thinking or feeling, you want to build relationship with him, you try to act in a way that his feeling, his thinking, you're in line with his feeling, in line with his thinking.
In line with, exactly. So what does in line mean? In line means you start now seeing the way he's seeing. You start thinking the way he is thinking. That's what would happen, right? In a relationship also, if you have a relationship with your wife or your father or your friend, your relationship is that I'm not understanding how you are seeing, but now I start seeing the way you are seeing. As they say, step into my shoes. So I start now seeing, thinking, feeling, okay, this is how Krishna is seeing this. That's Krishna consciousnness. Not just, in fact, this is he has given another lecture on this. This is a prakaran or a chapter in Rig Veda. And the concept here is called seer and the seen. So I am not the seer, I am the seen. Krishna is the seer, basically. Krishna is the seer. So I have to start seeing things the way Krishna is seeing it. And that's another way of what Prabhupada says, that, see through your ears. So what does that mean? I start seeing things because I come to know that, I come to know how Krishna is seeing it. So then I said, okay, well, I need to start seeing it this way. So I look at a girl and my thought is, enjoying and exploiting or like that, right? But how is Krishna seeing that girl? Or I just see at money. How is Krishna seeing that money? Or I look at the nature around. How is Krishna seeing it? So we can write that. Krishna is saying, oh, here's a soul. It is captured in a material body. And she's struggling. That soul is struggling in the cycle of birth and death and needs, he's not a girl. That soul is not a girl. She in a certain kind of material body of flesh and blood and stool and urine, just captured in that and actually crying for Krishna, like that. So how does Krishna see money? Krishna is saying that this is all his opulence and needs to be used for his seva, and his seva means to bring everybody. So that's how he sees money. How should I see money? Like that. So I'm understanding how he's seeing, how he's thinking, how he's feeling. So as he also feels, right? He feels bad if I am caught up in this, this horrible material world, right? How does he see this material world? He sees this material world as a jail. He's separated from him. Bhinna prakriti rashtada. I should see the material world also like that. How should I see the material world? So I start thinking, feeling, seeing, doing as if what Krishna is. Makes sense?
Mm. Yep.
So that's the second level. And then we come to the third level. And the third level, he says that not just how Krishna sees and thinks and does, the whole material world and the, money and this and everything else, but what is Krishna thinking about me? That's the third level, he says. I will start thinking about what is Krishna. So the second one is the generic one, that, okay, how is Krishna seeing everything, basically, right? How is he seeing everything? But fine, then the third level, it gets more personal. What is Krishna thinking about me? Because Krishna is extremely personal, right? He's thinking something about me also.
Yeah.
So that goes to the next level. What is Krishna thinking about me? Now, how would you know that? What is Krishna thinking about me? So any thought or comment on that?
I mean, maybe Guru, Prabhu. Through Guru.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Okay. So
Right.
obviously that is always there.
Diksha, whatever.
That is always there, and as much as you can understand from Guru, that's definitely good. That's definitely good. So
No, how is that? What is Krishna thinking about me? How do you know that?
You are saying that Guru, what is Guru thinking about me? You ask the Guru.
How does Guru feel about me is what Krishna feels about.
Yes. So
that's one aspect.
Good. That's good. But in his lectures, I've heard many more times where he says that it's not that, first of all, okay, the Guru will tell you what he's thinking about. But first of all, a lot of times even, either you may not be in connection with Guru so much. That's one possibility.
Right.
Another possibility, Guru may not be there at all with you. When Guru leaves the world, whatever. Even if he's there, he may not be there so much. If he is there, secondly, he may not reveal to you everything also, because you may not be able to take it. That's another possibility.
Right.
So, like that. So there may be, that's very much true, right? So there's a lot of time, either you're not in touch or he may not reveal to you, because you're not there at this thing to be able to take everything, like that. So there may be different levels, but this is true. So the more obviously you're connected with Guru and all of that, the more he's able to share. That is true. He is the representative of Krishna. So obviously he can tell you. But yeah, so that's definitely one answer. More than that, he goes the more, like more deeper into this thing. And he says that later on, because he says, can be at the level of where you can truly understand what Krishna is thinking about you, yourself. Because even Krishna says, "Na dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te." I can give you the intelligence by which you can come to me. Coming to him will only happen once we are starting to, he first starts talking to you. Then he will start talking to you. He will start doing, so he's saying this is the level where you are communing with God, basically. You actually communion with God. In that sense, the connection with God can happen. And obviously we know in the case of Prabhupada, and he quotes this example where Prabhupada one time actually told that, a reporter that God communicates with me. And the reporter got pretty disturbed, and the devotee started to explain, well, maybe, Prabhupada is saying in kind of intuitively, God communicates. So Prabhupada said, no, God personally communicates with me. God talks to me. Krishna talks to me. So
that means you will get to know what Krishna is thinking about you during that communication.
Yeah.
At that level of communication.
How will I know? How will you know what I'm thinking about you unless I talk to you?
Yeah.
I can talk to you, then you will come to know what am I thinking about you. But God does not talk till you have developed that connection, that deeper relationship with him, right? So God will start. In fact, he also quotes that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur also, he used to talk with Gandharvika Giridhari. So they would. Now, then he says that how would that happen? So he said, because this one, Krishna has to personally reveal to you. See, in the first two, he's saying, you start thinking of Krishna and then you start reading the words of Krishna, hearing about Krishna, then you will start coming to know. But the third one is Krishna has to start revealing to you. So it comes from Krishna instead of coming from you. So obviously one is, Krishna has to start reciprocating with you. So this, he says, obviously comes from Krishna, but from your side, what you can do, he says that you have to come to the level where you can impress Krishna. It's like, and he gives the example of a teacher becomes impressed with a student who goes beyond his comfort zone, beyond his capacity. So the student is in 5th class and he starts answering things as if in the 8th class, for 8th class ka answer dene lagta hai. So the teacher will become impressed, isn't it? Teacher will be like, wow, this guy is like, such a tiny guy, but he can talk, he can, he can answer like an 8th grade. But the same 10th grade guy, if he answers 8th grade, teacher is not so impressed because he should have known much more. So if whatever capacity God has given us, if we are able to go above and beyond, then Krishna gets impressed, just like any other person will get impressed. Again, it's the same coming to personalism. Just like any other person gets impressed. And if God gets impressed in that way, then he may reveal himself. He would reveal in various different ways. But then the Prabhuji is going further and he's saying, well, it's maybe just like Prabhupada obviously went way beyond. Or like we were hearing, he's only Jayapataka Swami Maharaj class. Prabhupada gave him the instruction, you make 50,000 disciples, and he became successful in that. He has more than 50,000 disciples. Imagine 50 years back, Prabhupada gave him that instruction. He was not even, he was in his 20s. Prabhupada said, make 50,000 disciples. I made 5,000 disciples, you make 50,000. And he made 50,000 disciples. I mean, he has more than, Maharaj has more than 50,000 disciples now. So what so if you do seva which is extraordinary in that sense, extraordinary person requires extraordinary seva. But the seva is also Shravan and Kirtanam. It's not just the external only. It's not just that I'm talking about the external accomplishments in that way. But, it can be deeper sadhana, and like that. So when that is done in an extraordinary way, then Krishna becomes impressed. And then later on, he talks about that you cannot do something very extraordinary, then you can take steps towards that, making it extraordinary. And what are the steps towards that? And that steps towards that, he also covers briefly, where he says that you have to start, he actually, so maybe I thought instead of ending it right now, I might just cover it very briefly and kind of, end the second part also, where he's describing the meaning to Krishna consciousness. So you say, how do you take steps towards that? That you come to this third, this thing is by Krishna in that, I think you all would know, that in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives a hierarchy of what is the highest level of Krishna consciousness. He says, Mayi eva mana adhatsva, Mayi buddhim niveshaya, nivashyassi Mayi eva, ata urdhvam na samshaya. The highest level of Krishna consciousness, you fix your mind upon me, and Mayi buddhim niveshaya, you invest your intelligence in me, right? So you're constantly absorbed in Krishna. So you can see that is the level of extraordinary seva, because you are completely like absorbed. It's like you're soaked in it. Your mind is completely fixed and your intelligence is completely invested. It's like, you put a cloth in a particular, like, or in, let's say, orange color, and it becomes oranged. The cloth is oranged in that way. So your intelligence is completely absorbed. And that's actually the definition of Krishna consciousness also, which Prabhupada has given in the he's taken from Rupa Goswami's Padyavali, where he says that Krishna Bhaktir Krishna matir bhaktir, this one. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavita matihi kriyatam yadi kutopi labhyate. Tatra lolyam apin mulyam ekalam janma koti sukritir na labhyate. So he says this is the definition of Krishna consciousness. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavita matihi. Your intelligence, matihi, is, and bhavita actually means absorbed. The intelligence is absorbed in Krishna bhakti rasa, means mellows of devotional service. And another definition he gives of rasa is like being, actually he says, completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. And the highest level, he says that you are actually becoming anxious for Krishna. You're becoming anxious to serve Krishna, deep anxiety, deeper anxiety to serve Krishna. And that we can get to by first following rules and regulations of trying to follow Krishna consciousness in the way of following. And actually, maybe the topic will take a little bit more time. Maybe we can cover it next time. I thought we can cover it quickly. But thoda or detail mein ja sakte hai, the meaning of Krishna consciousness. And maybe, but rules and regulations will further lead to this. If you follow rules and regulations in the right way, then you can gradually move forward to this, where you will, if you follow rules and regulations in the way by actually remembering that Krishna is a person, I want to develop a connection with him, I'm trying to serve him. So by following rules and regulations, by constantly remembering this goal of developing my relationship with Krishna, that I'm doing this to connect with Krishna as a person and all that. When you do this more and more, then gradually by following the rules, you will develop connection with Krishna, attachment to Krishna, and then anxiety for Krishna. Actually, anxiety to serve Krishna. And, when you become such deeply absorbed in trying to serve Krishna, then he will, reveal to you then you develop that connection, that relationship, and he will reveal to you himself about him and about what he's thinking about you also, like what we had mentioned, the highest level, that what he's thinking about you. So maybe this can be, it was a little bit more to cover, and we have short time also, but I can just quickly summarize. The last part is there's much more details to it, but this first part we could cover in more detail. And as I said, the quickly summarize it also. First, so 3 levels of the mystery of Krishna consciousness. First is thinking of Krishna. That's the start of the relationship, because right now we were not even thinking of Krishna. We were not thinking about God at all. So we start thinking about Krishna, but because it's a relationship with God who is a person, we try to become an expert in experts philosophy, which is expert in extreme personal philosophy. And that is by understanding that Krishna is a person, he is thinking, he is feeling, he is seeing things in a certain way. And if I have to develop a relationship with him, I need to understand his mind, which is through the scriptures, what he is thinking, how he is feeling, how he is seeing, etc. When we start doing that, then that develops the relationship with him, and gradually. And what do I do then? My next step will be naturally through this scripture, which is the mind of God. I start thinking, seeing, feeling, and doing what he is thinking, seeing, feeling, and doing. And that will become the next level of Krishna consciousness. Because I see then the things in this world, the people in this world, I see the opposite sex in that way. I see money in that way. I even see knowledge in that way. Everything, these 4 things only basically, which are getting, which are distracting us in this world, which is Janam, Dhanam, Sundarim, Kavitam, basically which is that we know, the money in this world, opposite sex, the
praise,
followers, fame,
followers,
fame and knowledge.
fame,
fame, knowledge, fame, knowledge, fame and followers. Followers is fames basically, and money and knowledge and opposite sex. Once we get these four things, if we try to understand how Krishna is seeing these four things, and I keep changing, beating my head with this thing, how is Krishna seeing this? I want to see it that way. I don't want to see it my way. And I can cry to Krishna that Krishna, I don't want to see it in this conditioned way at all. I don't. So every time I see it in that way, can beat my head with that. I don't want to see my Lord that way because you're not seeing it that way. And I don't want to see it independently in any way. I want to only see and think and feel what you are thinking, seeing, because that is Cheto Darpana Marjanam. That is the cleansing of the consciousness to make it Krishna consciousness. But I don't, Mahaprabhu, what did he teach? Gauravani Pracharine is the mission of Prabhupada. What is it? That means I want to see how Gaura sees it. Gauravani, I want to see the way Gaura is seeing it. He has defined it the way it is. And I want to think, see, and feel and do the way he is. And every time I see it differently, I want to beat myself. And that's what Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur says, beat your mind every night before sleeping and every morning after getting up. Beating to do what? Beating to start thinking, seeing, feeling, and doing the way Krishna is doing. That is Krishna consciousness. So that develops my connection with him. And once Krishna sees some sincerity in this, that this is the way, okay, I really like it now, that you're trying to think and see and feel the way, do the way I am seeing it. Now I will give you a gift. And that gift is, now I can start talking to you. I can start communicating with you. And he may do that through Guru, more now. Guru may reveal to you more, or whatever ways he will do it. He has so many different ways to do it. He will start revealing to you because he is seeing that I am eager to develop that connection with him. And that will be the next level where I can start seeing how Krishna wants me to see. I'll end with one thing. There's a very beautiful thing also Keshavananda Prabhu had said. He had said that we typically know that Madhyamadikari is well versed in scriptures. The Madhyamadikari, has strong faith, but may not be well versed in scriptures. But Uttamadikari becomes the next where it becomes well versed in scriptures. So well versed in scriptures, he's saying that means what? You mugged up scriptures and you know scriptures very well. Not just that, a Madhyamadikari can also be well versed in scriptures. How Uttamadikari is different? Uttamadikari can understand the application of those scriptures. So he becomes Shastra Nipun by applying those scriptures in his particular situations. So that he is able to understand by understanding from Guru, and Krishna also reveals to him. Because Krishna can reveal to him, this is how I am thinking about you. This is how I am thinking in this situation. And that's why you will also start understanding what I am thinking in this particular situation and all that. So it becomes personal in that way. It's not just a word which is there outside in the book, which is the second level. The third level is he can reveal to you in that personal way.
It's very personalized.
Yeah, because God is a person. He's waiting to develop that relationship, and he will start revealing to us in a personal way. So Anurag Prabhu, I didn't welcome you because we are in that flow, so we can discuss. But we welcome Anurag Prabhu, pranams, and but we can any quick comments or something that we etc. And we can maybe cover the next one, meaning of Krishna consciousness. Maybe I can prepare a little bit more also next time, but that has a little more detail to it. But maybe this time more it was the mystery of Krishna consciousness, these three aspects which were there. Hare Krishna.
So Prabhu, yeah, one thought came to me.
Yes.
Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Ma Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Samatma Sudurlabha. There, Vasudevam Sarvamiti is what you are talking about, meaning Krishna is everything. That is one understanding. Krishna is everything to me is the next level.
Very nice. Krishna is everything to me. Yeah.
So that is personalism.
Very nice. Beautiful. I will make a note of that. Krishna is everything. This is beautiful. I want to really kind of stress this point as you are saying, this is what I kind of, these are the kind of things when I say Keshavananda Prabhu, right? He talks like as if he's like in a very informal way. He brings up these kind of things in a very personal way. This is beautiful. I've never heard this before, but this is it. What a beautiful way of saying this. Like, Krishna is everything to me. That is what becomes Vasudev, Sarvamiti. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
So we need to think in that way you're saying. So that's the next level.
And shall I share with you something? Again, something I heard in his Prabhu's class. You know, he says that Vallabhacharya, you know Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, it's a kind of esoteric point. Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, their philosophy is called as Shuddha Advaita. Okay? Shuddha Advaita. So it is Advaita, but it is Shuddha. So they are Vaishnava, but they still call them just Advaita, but Shuddha Advaita.
Monism, purified monism.
So that is very interesting. What is the meaning of purified monism? So he gives a very interesting interpretation, not interpretation, how Vallabhacharya defines it. So Vallabhacharya, the explanation of Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. It was very striking. You know, Aham Brahmasmi typically means what?
I am Brahman.
I am Brahman. Soul, or Advaita will say, I am God. Advaita will say, I am God, right? Aham Brahmasmi. We will say, I am the spirit soul. But they will say, I am God. But what is Shuddha Advaita? He actually, Shuddha Advaita means that he's saying he's taking Brahmasmi to be God. But in what sense he's taking? He's taking it in the sense that God, even I don't exist in my life. Only God exists. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. You understood? Like you are everything for me. So I don't exist. I is also you only. So we're not merged. That's Advaita. That's nonsense Advaita. Right?
I think it's I don't have separate identity without you.
In that sense, I don't have a separate identity because you are everything for me. I do everything for you. That is Aham Brahmasmi. That is Shuddha Advaita. Because this is the right Advaita. You exist, I exist. But actually, factually, I don't even exist because I am everything for you only. I want to do everything for you only. That's it. So that is Shuddha Aham Brahmasmi. As per the Acharyas. So this is what would become, right? If in this thing also, in this final stage where you are everything for me. So if Krishna sees that, then he says, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tvam. I will give you that intelligence. I will give it to you. Personally, I can give it to you. So whether he does it personally or does it through Guru, whatever way, but he will give it, essentially. But later on, he can give it personally also. That'd be good. Because at the end of the day, Krishna is the ultimate Guru. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. So, as the Guru within, the Chaitya Guru, whatever he can also do. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Any other thoughts and points?
No, Prabhu. Very good. Very good thought-provoking class. It makes us become more Krishna consciousness. Now that Krishna is not a static object where I just think about him, but now I have to be more conscious that he is also thinking about everything. And specifically, when we proceed further, he should think, what is Krishna thinking about me? I mean, at least superficially, at least at this point, we are not continuously thinking about what Krishna is thinking about me. But at least one day we'll get to that point. But at least right now we should know that, okay, what is Krishna thinking about all this creation, all these energies, separated energies, right? Bhumira Punalo Aikamono Buddhirevata Ahankara iti me Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. These are separated energies he has created. So what is he thinking about it? So, I mean, we have a different idea about it. We are trying to enjoy these separated energies.
Yeah.
But what is he thinking about it?
So we can do those four things, Dhanam, Janam, Sundarim, Kavitam. What is he thinking about them?
Yeah.
Like that. And even in practical situations also, I can think about it. It's like, I know from the scriptures, if I am getting angry now and I am becoming selfish now, and this another thing, I know what Krishna is thinking. It's like I kind of I don't have to be a super in a very complex situation. Maybe you may not be sometimes able to understand what is right, what is wrong, but in many situations you do understand what is right, what's wrong, and right is what Krishna is thinking, right? So I know that whatever I thought about here at this point is like that was nonsense. Basically, I was, right. In many things I know. In many things which will become complex, I may not be able to understand, and that's where they say we take help from Guru and senior other Vaishnavas, other things like that, and in advanced people may Krishna may advise you also personally. But in many things, actually, it's pretty straightforward. It's like, I know already I'm a nonsense in doing this, right? So I better do something right. So I can think, oh yeah, what will be Krishna thinking? If I'm trying to talk to people and I will start thinking, well, yeah, they should praise me for this, and I'm really talking about these things in a way that they should praise me for these other things. Then it's just a question of stepping back and thinking, what was my purpose? Was I, oh yeah, I realized, yeah, I was doing it more for my own gratification, for my own praise and all that. So I need to improve on that. I should not do it for my own praise. I should be reminding myself of that. So I'm just saying in simple way, you can understand it also this way, because you have tried to understand the scriptures already. You just see how it applies. It doesn't have to be so much of a very personal this thing, right? Makes sense, yeah? So
yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful Prabhu. Very nice explanation, and love it.
okay, wonderful. Any Anurag Prabhu also, and so I think it was good participation. That is nice. And maybe one thing you could maybe just Anurag Prabhu could, if he wants, also could say something quickly. And as we end this, let's say one thing where we may be able to apply from this, and I can start it also. I thought of this point that I'll try to now think more about that. If I am seeing another object, including, I would even say, specifically opposite sex, then I want to think how Krishna is seeing them. I want to see, I want to start seeing it that way. I want to see the girl passing by, or, and start seeing the way Krishna is seeing. The way Krishna is seeing he's seeing it as my child, the soul trapped in this. In fact, Harivilas Maharaj said, he was telling me this time when Harivilas Maharaj was here in India, like a little more than couple months back. He's saying, you see them as a walking sewer. See them as a walking sewer because they have stool and urine and everything there. And he said, I'm also a walking sewer. I'm also a walking sewer, but they are walking sewer.
My goodness,
actually,
that was an extreme
interesting
example.
connotation to it, because sewer is, the English sewer is also sewer, right? But the Hindi sewer is also the same
Hindi
thing.
sewer is a pig, right?
They eat the stool.
Stool.
Right. So
But
they carry within them the stool of the stool.
Stool of the stool. Yeah.
So I want to start seeing start seeing the girl that way, that the soul is a child of Krishna and all that, but the body in that is carrying is walking sewer. And that's how Krishna is seeing it. I want to start seeing that way. So that will be
walking sewer. And then one thing is, oh my God, when you see the child is falling in a sewer, you try to protect the child, right? You are interested in the child, not but the sewer. So here also, when you are seeing the female body, you are interested in the soul, trying to be compassionate to the soul, but not interested in the body, because it's just a sewer. Yeah.
Let's say you respect the soul.
Yeah.
If you become interested, then that you can fall into a trap.
Yeah, Prabhu. Maya is
very strong. So let's say you respect
it.
You respect the soul which is there, but you understand that the soul is trapped in a walking sewer. And that's the walking sewer that you are seeing. But the soul inside is respectable. But you respect from a distance.
Yeah.
Or you respect unless you have to serve, obviously. For Seva, you do something, whatever. So anyway, that was my practical application or something I carry. I think I was thinking we can end the sessions by one practical application or something that you would remember, but ideally you can apply. So anybody wants to share anything, they can share, and then we can end it.
Yeah, one thing I like the last point. We have to respect it from distance, or we have to this thing, because the energy of the Lord is so strong,
Extremely strong.
Extremely strong, that, like, for example, nobody likes to go near the sewer, right? Not even smell. It's disgusting. Yeah. So at this point of time, our consciousness, right now, we are able to distinguish clearly that sewer, so we cannot go. But the sewer is already a sewer. I mean, it's not going to change. But if our consciousness changes
becomes
to a
like
pig consciousness,
if I become like a
to a
Hindi
pig
sewer,
consciousness, then you will love that sewer.
I love that sewer.
So the material energy of Lord is,
beautiful.
It will not change the sewer, but it will change our consciousness, that we become a pig and start
every time I go to the sewer, I know that I am a sewer. Krishna. Oh my Lord. Thank you. Thank you for, I'm going to just, the one session can be just this.
Yes, Prabhu, it is expanding.
Because
like
it is so strong, Prabhu. It is so strong. My God.
It's so strong. It is reminding me of the pastime of Indra becoming a pig, and Brahma trying to save him, but he's not. He's enjoying the sewer, right, with his family.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Sewer and sewer. My goodness.
Yeah.
This is like this is what my consciousness, or I become the sewer, then I'm attracted to the sewer.
Yeah. I become a pig, I get attracted to the
sewer. It's a science. It's a simple science.
Yeah.
It's a simple science, basically. So just realize that, every time remember, oh yeah, I've become the sewer again. Now I've become the sewer again. Now I've become the sewer again. So, it is not only,
I was thinking it is not only the opposite sex. It is about the wealth and the name also. Wealth, fame,
exactly. So,
and also
exactly.
you have to put
it
this
is in everything. It is for everything.
It is everything. We have to put it like that only and see. That's why if we then
that's why gold is even called as yellow stool.
Yellow stool. Yeah.
So it is, but it's just that this, so you can pick one at a time, maybe, and try to attack it and see where I'm getting caught more. So we know this opposite sex thing is extremely strong, actually.
Yeah.
You may be able to, anyway, there are more, but fame is also, respect is also, that's all. Subtler. They're subtler.
It's more subtler.
They're also very difficult to, but you can't attack all at once, I guess. That's one thing, because they're so strong. I mean, we are extremely weak, actually. So we are, but try to attack one at a time and see if you can practice that and see, okay, now when I'm seeing, it is change a little bit, like that.
Yeah.
That's, like that. So that's the sewer and I am the sewer. So every time I can see that, I get attracted in any way, that's what has happened. The walking sewer is I'm attracted because I am the sewer, like that. So, become disgusted by it. So if you remember the Yamunacharya, why he became disgusted? Yamunacharya thing will get actually connected to this. Yamunacharya, he got disgusted by it. Why? Because he's the sewer.
Yeah.
It's not that he didn't think about it. He's saying, when I think about it, so you can't, even Yamunacharya couldn't stop thinking about it. But because the difference between Yamunacharya and me is that when I am seeing, I am getting attracted, right? But when he is seeing it, he's getting disgusted. That's the difference. That's it. because he's seeing it as a sewer. So obviously he's seeing it as a sewer. He gets disgusted. And for that, obviously, we have to have the positive thing also. We have to start seeing the supreme, beautiful, attractive Nam Rupa Gun Leela of the Lord. Get attracted to that.
Yeah.
Don't get attracted
So,
to this. That's
so the
another-
difference, yeah. So the difference between Yamunacharya and us is, when Yamunacharya, even though the thoughts come to him, his consciousness is not changing because he's seeing that as a sewer.
Yeah.
It's not changing his consciousness. But whereas
Whereas
ordinary people,
Yeah.
when we see it, even though theoretically we know that that is a sewer, but temporarily for that
Yes.
moment,
Yes.
the Maya is making us pig to get attracted to the sewer. Maya is making us as temporarily pigs to get attracted to the sewer.
Yeah, actually, I will say a quick point. Maya, it's not exactly Maya is making us. Maya is giving us the option. You want to see it this way? And
Yeah,
then we
yeah,
say,
yeah.
I want to see it this way.
What is
So
that? What I
that's
would say
another
is
thing
this
which
is
I
our
heard.
desire.
Maya basically,
Our-
Maya is,
yeah.
then I say, I will see it this way. I will catch you, Maya. I will now catch you. It's not exactly that she will catch me, but she gives me
Yeah.
that options. You want to see it this way? You want to see it this way? Tell me. Okay, I will see it this way. I choose
Our desire,
to see it that way.
yeah, our desire
I choose
is
to see
making
that
us choose to see that way.
I choose to catch that option, right? So Maya, what
Yeah.
is that? She gives you the, okay, I want to see it this way, this way, this way. Tell me which one. Tell me which one. Oh, okay, I want to see it this way.
Now the question is, why we want to, Maya is giving two options, but why are we choosing the other option?
Yeah, that's a good
Why
thing.
are we not choosing? This is where
Yeah.
the point is. Why are we not able to choose to see that as a sewer? But why are we,
Ah,
why are we able to
this is a good point.
change
So
our
that
conscious?
means, yeah, so what does that mean? Why am I choosing the other option? Yeah, you tell me the reason now.
Why am I choosing the other option? Because it is a temporary pleasure. Because we have the temporary pleasure has been recorded in our mind, and we have not experienced the permanent pleasure with Krishna. We have totally forgotten. So I don't know what the taste is like. I am just habituated to this taste, as Prabhupada always
Yeah,
says, right?
that's right. Yeah,
When
okay,
when a child when a child is eating mud, the child is accustomed to the taste of the mud. The child doesn't know what a candy's taste
Yeah,
is.
right.
So always, what the mother should do is the mother has to give, in order for the child to stop getting attracted to the taste of the mud and start going again and again and eating that, mother has to give the candy and get the child accustomed to the taste of the candy so that the child can give up the taste of the mud. So right now for us, it's an urgency for us to get the taste of the love of Krishna, so that once we get the taste ruchi and we start hankering for more of that ruchi, then we can give up this. But if we don't even have that ruchi, even a slight drop of that ruchi, then our hankering to this sewer will continue, will
Yeah,
never
without
stop.
a tinge of the higher
So
taste, you cannot.
somehow, we have to come to the point of ruchi. How do we come to the point of ruchi? It's like the 9 processes of bhakti, right?
Yeah.
Adho Shraddha Tata Salsanga Bhajana
Yeah.
Kriya Anartha Nivritti Nishta. This Anartha Nivritti. So, and we cannot come to the state of ruchi without Anartha Nivritti. As long as Anarthas are there, this ruchi will never come. So somehow this Anarthas we have to get rid of, or at least no, I know it will not be completely eradicated, but at least to the maximum part we have to eradicate, so that we get a little taste of the glimpse of that ruchi. That after getting that, then what happens? Nishtha, we will be so determined to, and that nishtha will be for hankering for more of the ruchi. I want more. That makes us determined. This Ananta Nivritti part is where especially I'm struggling. It's the hardest part, where we should get this ruchi. trying to get that one drop of ruchi so that we can hanker for it more and more.
Yeah, right. Amazing. Yeah, he's so accustomed to the temporary pleasure that we think उधर ही मुझे happiness मिलेगा. Basically.
मुझे इधर ही मुझे happiness,
मुझे
because ये temporary
वो
जल्दी
थोड़ा
मिल रहा
अपने को
है.
practice देना
Yeah.
पड़ेगा कि I start getting a little bit taste, little taste,
Little
something,
taste of
some
that,
shadow
yeah.
of the taste, something. If I start getting here, then I will not hanker for that, because Anandamayo Bhyasat, I can't give up the hankering for the pleasure.
Yes.
But I can have
Yes.
that faith, adho shraddha, as you're saying, that yes, there is, there will be the true happiness, the true pleasure here, which will eventually even increase to Anandam Ambudhi Vardhanam, the ever increasing pleasure is there, but it is actually here. It is not in this. This is a wrong, this is a,
Yeah.
there
I
is a
know.
wrong to beat myself every day. But this is a wrong, completely wrong place that I'm. So then gradually, if I get a little bit of that, then I can move forward towards this.
And this is where I think now we are going little deeper. How to make sure that we are trying to get the glimpse or ruchi of that Krishna prema is by controlling the senses. If we are not able to tame the senses or control the senses, that means you will never be able to get to the drop of that ruchi. So how do we control? That is again back to nectar of instruction, right? Unless we control the tongue, unless we control the stomach, unless we control the genitals, right?
Yeah.
This is not going to happen. This temporary, that the attraction to the temporary pleasures will always directly proportionate to the amount of focus we are giving on our senses. The more we try to satisfy the senses, I mean, the more we eat, the more we try to loosen our senses, I mean, make it little free, then they will get attracted to the sense pleasures. The more we tighten the senses, that means control what you eat, control how much you eat, control what you see, what you hear, what you speak. That means you are actually 6 hours nectar of instruction verses, right? First 3-4 verses. That actually restriction will help us to get to the drop of nectar. I mean, just now it is making more sense of all this connectivity.
Yeah,
okay.
Everything
so,
is one.
I'm going to disconnect, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Well, you have to, why don't you share one application from your side or any point final in a minute?
Well, I mean, so that's as I said, no, Vasudeva Sarvamiti means everything. Krishna is everything to me, right? So that summarizes everything. I agree with whatever points you both shared. So
yeah,
I'm a little wiped out, Prabhu.
Yeah, totally. I was
okay.
yeah,
Prabhu,
I was
share
also,
that slides with us.
Yes,
I'll just go through it, and we'll have the next week. We'll continue, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhu,
Thank you,
anything
Prabhu.
you want to share?
Yeah. So good night,
Satyasai Prabhu.
Satyasai Prabhu.
Pranam.
Good night. Yeah, Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
Pranam, Prabhu.
Dandavats, yeah.
Pranam,
Pranam.
Prabhu. Pranam, Prabhu, Nanavat Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So
Pranam, Prabhu, yourself, anything?
You already explained all.
yeah.
Yeah, वो तो that is not the every time वो होगा, लेकिन आपको भी कुछ तो बोलना पड़ेगा. ऐसा नहीं आप बोल सकते कि already everything is done.
मैं बस वही देख रहा था ये आप नरेंद्र प्रभु तो काफी मतलब समराइज करके पूरा बता रहे हैं. मेरे को 3 चीजें मैंने टेक्स्ट में भी लिखी थी चैट में. कंचना, कामनी और कीर्ति ये काफी सटल हैं. आप मोस्टली इनमें एंटेंगल हो जाते हो बाकी चीजों पे कंट्रोल करने के बाद. दे आर वेरी सटल. अगर उनको भी आप विन कर लेते हो देन देयर इज नो डिस्ट्रैक्शन फॉर यू. इवन लाइक यू कंट्रोल योर सेंसेस के बाद आप इन चीजों में फंस जाते हो.
Yeah, one thing एक चीज मैं इस सेमिनार ये क्लास में से देखना चाहता हूँ कि anytime when I come across this fame or come across this seeing other women or money, I have to think myself, put myself in the shoes of Krishna and think, try to see what Krishna is thinking about this.
Yes.
Because in fact, it is his energy. So
Yes.
let me see what Krishna is thinking. From
Yes.
his viewpoint of view, if you just step back and think, probably I would see it differently than what I see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would help me to see it
That's the
differently.
thing. That is the main thing. Instead of trying to see it the way Krishna, let me step back and think, how is Krishna seeing? How is Krishna seeing all of this? How is Krishna
Yeah.
seeing? You know,
I think this is a point. This is the point which I am going to take it from this class, and I'll
Yeah.
try to implement this.
yeah.
How Krishna is seeing these things. So let me see how it is going to. Whether even I have the challenge is whether I will be able to think this point when I am seeing this. That how Krishna is thinking.
Yeah.
That is a challenge. If I'm able to think, if this thought will come in my, if I'm able to bring this thought up front, that how Krishna is seeing these things, that itself is a great victory. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that
And
itself
I
is a
want to,
great
that's
victory
what
for me.
my point is, I'm coming down to the point, Prabhu, because this is something that I'm experiencing in the day to day. That's why I brought up the point of girls, because as soon as you see the girl, doesn't matter, you know,
Yeah.
why that thought would
Prabhu, it's
come.
our vasanas.
So
Exactly.
that,
Because
so I'm seeing that. So in one sense, it's a great blessing. I have a great opportunity to practice.
yes,
In that sense, I have an opportunity to
exactly.
practice this right now. I don't have to wait for when the situation comes, you know,
Yeah.
sometime in the future, you know, whatever, then I may do. No, I can practice it right now.
And also one
Practice
more
it on
thing
a
is
daily basis,
this
not daily. I can practice it on a hourly basis.
hourly
You know.
basis. Yeah, but
Anytime you
again,
see like body, I can practice, I can see what am I able to see it this way. I'm able to see this way. I'm able to see
and
all,
yeah,
and you know, actually see it that way. Can I see that reality? Can I see that?
and also yeah, and also there are other factors which influences us. I wanted to share, because let us see, when you are very hungry, right? You haven't eaten, you have fasted for one day, and on a Dwadashi day, without, let's say Ekadashi, you fasted. On a Dwadashi morning, right? You are in the morning, your consciousness is fresh, and then you see a beautiful girl. What are you thinking? Your thoughts will not be the same as when you went and had a feast, nice feast, right? Sumptuous prasadam you ate, and you are alone walking. Nobody is there in front of you, right? None of your friends, none of your Krishna conscious devotees are walking, and then you see a beautiful girl. Just think, put yourself in these two situations and see. You are the same person, you have the same knowledge, but what made you, what made the difference is, earlier on a Dwadasi day, when you have not even broken your fast, what did you do? You have starved your senses. That means you have controlled your senses. That means your thoughts will not be strong towards the opposite sex. But when your senses on a feast, some day you have eaten some sumptuous prasadam, right? And also when you're not among the devotees, right? That subtle things, when you see a beautiful girl, some thoughts might come. So what I'm trying to make is, being in the association of the devotees, and also making your senses little, or starving your senses. That means not always eating too much. Now that makes nectar of instruction sense today is making me more sense.
Right.
That always don't fully satisfy your senses. Like means don't eat to the brim. I mean, eat only half a stomach. Eat like now I am understanding why acharyas are so bent on eating less and then sleeping early, getting up early, because after 9 p.m. the the mode of ignorance kicks in. So the mode of ignorance, which is just followed by the mode of passion, is disastrous. So that means because in the evening time, when before you get into the mode of ignorance, already your mode of passion has destroyed you a little bit. So just sleep and then get up in the mode of goodness. So that way, these are some of the things I think which will at least help us help us even to come to the point of how we can put ourselves in the shoes of Krishna whenever we see this and think what is Krishna thinking. So these are some of the things which are coming to my mind. So
Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Haribol for amazing active participation. Let's connect next week then. We'll do the same time, 6:30 p.m. 6:30 a.m. my time, Monday. Okay.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah. Okay, Prabhu.
Haribol.
See you, Prabhu. Anurag Prabhu. Nice to see you. Yeah.
Same here, Prabhu.
Yeah, we'll see you. Yeah.
You.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Okay.
Hare
See you
Hare Bol.
again next week.